south migrations, right? Finally, they get one in their backyard. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to walk away with the victory royale. And one thing to point out, though, is we saw that Hin and Janice were going in there basically in that final movings is basically as duos, right? And what would we say? They will find a way to get some good placement out of that and get some elims. And they ended up in third place, Hin getting all the way to that point. And that's what's been working so well for them. And if you try to do that formula or somebody else, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't make sense. It shouldn't work. But Hin, they end up making it work so well.
This is like the one math class that I love because I can actually understand it and follow it through, right? Just expecting good players to play great. I feel like I'm actually at home and now I'm learning. Still, though, for Matzo, Amplified, Benji, that last game, huge for them to take over at first at one of the best positions. They were beaming down below. They get knocked down one tier to third now. They're still kind of in that running. It's just 5 points of a difference. But you have to remember, Sancho, right? When these teams have an opportunity to steal a game over, when they have an opportunity to be the guys controlling the lobby and they miss it, that hurts because that opportunity doesn't come every single time.
Speaking of opportunities, looks like Lame's trio and Malapuka's trio have decided to see their luck at Steamy Stacks, and I think Andretta has decided to, like, hey, I'm out of here. Now we're going to take a look at the overall scope of things and seeing if there's any other kind of engagements happening. And that middle zone, that is Michael's trio, and they have been doing so well throughout this entire day one. Their success has been led to a lot of smart rotations and taking advantage of those crystals.
Absolutely, those crystals letting you just jump back and forth. The 0-point crystals, of course, have so much more flexibility. That overhead map shot was just really cool too. You're noticing that a lot of trios are splitting more and getting more, being a little bit greedy off their POIs.
Oh yeah, this is huge.
It makes it look like a beautiful painting though. It's nice. We get art inside Fortnite amongst all the action.
Yeah, Matzo is never really that far off the coast. It's usually amplifies the how far as he goes, because you have Paco's team kind of landing in that logjam, but we all been knowing that Paco has been going all the way to center as fast as possible. Those kind of teams that play for center, they're usually there 5 to 6 minutes. It's the teams like Benji's teams and teams like Hen's teams and Vidil's teams. I would say they'd be in their POI for 8 minutes, but it looks like all calm is chill on this POI. For the first time, there is a moment of peace.
No, this is not peace. Have you ever been on like a customer support call before, Sancho?
All the time.
You get angrier the more you have to hold. I guarantee those trios are just, you know, just steaming inside Steamy Stacks, waiting for the fight to break down, pumping up their loadouts. Past that, though, these guys got their call answered. They're at the help desk. Artox, Pizza, and Ardent might not even need a helping hand here. They're looking pretty good in this fight. Ooh. Never mind, reverse that situation. Never mind, double reverse that situation. We're now looking at them just taking apart Vior piece by piece. And in a matter of, what, 7 seconds, that fight is over.
Vior has still haven't found a home in this map. They've been looking all over the place. And Artox, Pizza, and Ardent have coming from Misty Meadows. So they saw someone in the water that they weren't recognized hanging out in their POI, and they decided to push them. You're seeing more aggression. You're seeing more people taking up close and personal. It's just such a different type of style. Now, Julix and Charentos, they were landing out there in the Colossal Coliseum in day one. They moved to Pleasant Park at the end of the day. They found some success. There was multiple trios here, but right now they basically pushed out Advisor's trio. And Advisor's trio, like they mentioned, went all the way down towards the harass the Cammy split.
Yeah, this is kind of like, you know, one of those reality TV shows, Life Swap, right? So it's cool to see how these guys are playing in each other's POI
swap, right?
Yeah, POI swap. It's just so different because these guys just leave so early. Julix and company, they just go straight over to a different POI fast. Meanwhile, when we saw Cubics yesterday, he spent a long time there enjoying the home, cooking some food in the kitchen. You'll notice 2 cars. These guys are gone. Maybe up keeping metal. Nope, they're skipping that. Toronto's taking snipes at the passenger side. They're looking for more across the map.
And we see Savage just that there, that mini map. Savage is going to his Storm Stats tags part right there, his Storm Search tags part. Savage has talked about, he knows exactly where to go. That little mountain that they just passed, that's where Savage is. It's good to see Savage here. What's been hurting Savage's trio is essentially is always somebody in his spots there for Storm Surge. So far, clean right now, looking good. He needs to make some movement here. I think this is his opportunity for that trio to make some movement on the board. Because look at the leaderboard already, Chayo. First place was Vidil's trio, 171 points. Second place, Hen's trio. Third place is Amplify, 162 points. Seti Kemitik, who got 0 points game one, just slid down to fourth. not too bad there with 147 points, and Flickanos and Thomas HG right on the heels of 141.
I got to message the back end and see if we can support these many points being dropped down by the first place team. We're almost at 200, and including this game, we have 5 more to go. So like, about to be broken inside. O'Reilly and Reason get, you know, maybe just 2 more games to do what they do.
There's nothing like a wild card. The wild card just causes so much chaos, and Night vs Trio has been so chaotic throughout the entire day and the tournament total. So these guys have been all over. Maybe they just want screen time, you know what I mean? They want to see some broadcast stage light, and that's a great way to go, is just to go to a different place because the camera's there.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys are just hunting for the fight. It's nice to be dynamic and stay on that north side. You got to remember this game, different type of zone. Usually, towards the south, you see the mountains, or we're in the dry desert. Now we're in the lush forests and what is it? Coves of craggy cliffs, maybe? It'll be more calm. It'll be more calm. But as soon as we tune in with trios like these, Scram, Ref's Guard, they get a little bit more scrappy. They like taking shots fast and then moving away.
Now we have a zone that is in their backyard. Janison and Chapek say have opportunities where they kind of push up to the north side. They love to get the scavenger route team, so that's why they're making their way towards those houses. We don't know if anyone's there because right now Knifer most likely rotated down into Steamy Stacks from that area. So if they get an idea where this trio is, they most likely will push down to here to see what they can do, because right now this is that dead side rotation, and Chapix and Janice, they love to make those kind of rotations because it works really well for their playstyle. And like I mentioned, day one, all those trios that do dead side rotations play for height, like the Analyx and the Hens trios, they were just always not getting that 5th zone, or when they did, an RPG will come in and stop them, or someone will really be aggressive for height, like Trulex's trio. So that's what's going to be going for in this day too. And also for the bottom of the board, what kind of adjustments they're making in real time. And I think you're right, Shayo. They want to be aggressive to kind of close the gap with some 2-point elims.
Might be the wave. Could also just be having a good time. It's fun to run around in the grass, right? Like we've been seeing everyone just held up in boxes. If you want to stretch your legs a little bit, Mayhem definitely doing that all the way up in the air. Teams on the other side, yeah, now everyone's in box mode. You see it happen every game. This is Snap's trio. Snap, obviously, Snasty on your screen right now. Well, top 10 finishes on day 1, impressive, but at the same time, it's day 2, baby. Day 1, sometimes the patterns might not be the same.
It's not. It's completely different. Even the gameplay is different. It's unbelievable.
So very good record overall. Swag down right now. That's Swab. I understand we get the cast and translate at the same time. Players like to get creative.
It's a different language we have to work with. It's completely new.
The dictionary does not exist for this language either, so you have to trust us on the calls. Munis and Robnik. Harry first game. Now they're actually in the business inside the circle, so things are looking good. Still now, you know, might be a little bit more of a sandpaper vibe in the desert. Everyone's stopping, not getting to push over the greener pastures. Unfortunate, but that means they'll have a chance for damage back and forth.
Now we're saying to look at zone 2 in the middle of that zone on that same mountain where I just pointed out. Savage's trio is there. Now they're all together there. They have great vantage points looking for Storm Surge tags all over the place. But now you see Thomas HD and Anas and Flick here coming down from Dirty Docks, seeing all the people, all the action out there in Steamy Stacks here. And this is why it's so dangerous if you kind of just go all in a outer POI fight. Someone's going to rotate and they're going to find you. So this is going to be a huge opportunity to start this match 2 here for Flick and Nos and Thomas to get some much needed Storm Surge tags. 118 is nice, but I know if they get a lot more than that, they're going to make very passive rotations going forward and have the opportunity to play for height.
Might have to get some water for Flick as well. I think this man might be dehydrated, waiting all the way over for that late game. Look at the loadout. It's fully close range. It's fully meant for those box dives and rotations and fights. towards that end game circle. But if we're looking at patterns, one of these guys is going to go down. It'll be a duo game, possibly. That'll be